Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we're diving into The Power of Choice, a strategic guide tailored for those striving to rise above the challenges of being underrepresented in their professional spheres. Published in the year 2020, this book is an insightful resource for professionals who find themselves on the fringes of workplace cultures, providing them with a toolkit for personal empowerment and professional resilience. Author Michael C. Hyter, a distinguished leader and advocate for diversity, brings to the table his extensive experience as the president and CEO of the Executive Leadership Council and former chief diversity officer at Korn Ferry. His background solidifies the book's credibility as it explores principles of personal responsibility, self-confidence enhancement, and the cultivation of professional relationships, all aimed at fostering long-term career progression. The Power of Choice serves as a beacon of inspiration and pragmatic advice for individuals with underrepresented identities seeking to overcome career setbacks. Moreover, managers and leaders aiming to wield greater influence, as well as ambitious individuals who prioritize self-improvement, will find this book's counsel instrumental in their journey to success. Join us as we summarize key insights from The Power of Choice, unlocking lessons on how to thrive in the face of adversity and turn the odds in your favor through deliberate and strategic choices in the workplace. Stay tuned to explore how embracing your individual power can alter the course of your career. The Power of Choice: Embracing Efficacy to Drive Your Career. Introduction. Harness the power of taking charge, navigating workplace challenges with personal responsibility. Imagine stepping into your office and feeling like an outsider, not because you're new, but because something more profound sets you apart from your peers. You work tirelessly, but your efforts seem to go unnoticed, and your authority isn't taken as seriously as you'd expect. It's as if there's an invisible barrier hindering your ascent in the professional hierarchy, one that others from your background scarcely cross. It's disheartening, isn't it? But what if I told you that there's a way to break through this barrier, not by changing the system overnight, but by changing how you navigate it? That's right. The secret lies in the choices you make. By concentrating on the aspects of your career that are under your control, you can tackle these daunting challenges with gusto. We're about to dive into some transformative insights that can steer you toward a path of greater influence and respect in your workplace. Ready to flip the script on low expectations and expand your professional horizons? We'll explore the intriguing connection between the birth dates of elite soccer players and their mastery of the game, strategies to convert personal setbacks into invaluable feedback for growth, and the pivotal realization that wielding influence is a conscious choice you must embrace. As we unravel these concepts, remember, the power of choice is a formidable ally on your professional journey. So, step forward with confidence, learn to leverage your decisions, and watch as new doors swing open before you. Part 1. Rise Above. Defying Underestimation by Mastering Your Sphere of Control. Picture this: a fresh-faced graduate, brimming with ambition. You stride into the office of a reputable firm, ready to make your mark. You quickly realize, however, that you stand alone in a sea of uniformity, and your mind whispers unsettling questions about belonging. The scenario grows tougher when unspoken biases surface, mentorship seems a distant dream, and opportunities appear to favor others. Then the inevitable misstep: a missed deadline, a public reprimand, and suddenly, self-doubt loudly knocks at your door. At this critical juncture, do you surrender to the spiraling whispers of defeat? Absolutely not. The journey has merely begun, and the compass you need to navigate these turbulent waters is within you all along. The compass is your choice. Here is your beacon of hope. Rise above others' low expectations by skillfully navigating what lies within your control. Diversity in the workplace is a chant that still echoes without full realization, leaving many to face the remnants of bias and skepticism. Your talents could be overshadowed by a narrative you never wrote, leading you on a path where self-belief wanes, efforts diminish, and the cycle of underestimation finds false validation. To break free from this descent, we take counsel from the leader of a renowned initiative for Black CEOs and executives who imparts a profound yet practical wisdom. Your response to any situation is the genesis of your power and progress. It's not the skepticism thrown your way that shapes your destiny, but how you choose to answer it. In this quest, the pivotal strategy is to wholeheartedly embrace personal accountability in carving your professional path. Elevate your scope of what can be achieved by honing the essential skills that matter: technical expertise, relationship building prowess, and persuasive influence that scales the walls of your network and career. So stand tall and pivot the lens toward the possibilities that beckon. Harness your reactions, direct your endeavors, and transcend the realm of expectations. Because when you focus on the elements at your command, the narrative of your career unfolds by your hand. Let's delve deeper into the core principles that empower you to cultivate success within the scope of your influence. Part 2. Embrace failure as a stepping stone to mastery. It's a curious pattern that transcends sheer chance. The world's elite soccer players disproportionately share birth dates in the first quarter of the year. Was it mere luck, or stars aligning in January, February, and March that tipped the scales in their favor? Not quite. Psychologist Anders Ericsson spotlighted a striking observation in a 2006 New York Times piece. It was practice, not destiny, that sculpted these athletes into prodigies. You see, with age cutoffs for youth leagues sitting firmly on December 31st, those born in early months have the boon of an extra year of growth and practice. This additional time didn't just give them a physical edge, it sharpened their skills, making them stand out and propelling them into competitive echelons. So when we experience setbacks, we must ask ourselves, is it a signal of innate incapability, or is it insight on the journey to proficiency? Let's get this straight. Reimagine failure as a source of feedback, not evidence you lack ability. How often have we stumbled in our endeavors, letting the echo of failure convince us we're simply not made for the task? This immediate concession is the hallmark of a fixed capacity mindset, the assumption that stumbling blocks are unyielding proof of our limits. However, if we wish to foster confidence, if learning and evolving are our aims, then we must shift gears toward a capacity-building mindset. Here, setbacks are merely dots on a map, guiding our growth trajectory, each one a lesson inviting us to rise higher than before. So, the next time a plan unravels or an attempt falters, instead of succumbing to a chorus of self-doubt, pose a triumvirate of inquiries. What unfolded? Why did it occur? How can I improve from here? This line of questioning redirects your focus to constructive examination, nurturing a mindset poised for confidence. Take, for instance, the art of networking. It's a dance that can feel awkward from the outset. If new connections aren't blossoming, resist the urge to label yourself inept at social weaving. Instead, analyze your approach with a lens of curiosity. Understand that perhaps extending your hand and breaking the ice with colleagues beyond your usual circle is a goal waiting to be embraced. By swapping the narrative of personal deficiency with actionable goals, you reclaim the helm of your development journey. Failure, then, becomes not a roadblock but a compass, pointing you towards newfound mastery and unwavering confidence. Part 3. Define your destination to channel your efforts. Effectively consider the case of Germaine, a dedicated employee at an insurance firm who exemplified hard work, perhaps to her own detriment. For half a decade, she toiled for 10 hours a day, tirelessly correcting her colleagues' mistakes to satisfy her manager's high expectations. This cycle of relentless labor was all she knew, until an opening on a software evaluation team emerged. It was the break she needed, the chance to broaden her professional landscape, but the weight of her usual responsibilities left her no choice but to decline. As Germaine's story demonstrates, Pouring your energy into your work doesn't guarantee progress unless it aligns with your aspirations. To ensure that your labors bear fruit, clarity on the outcomes you desire is paramount. Productivity is often mistaken for effectiveness. It's not about how many hours you log in or tasks you complete. It's the needle-moving efforts that sculpt your professional journey. To tap into this vein of strategic growth, you must first envision your destination. Driving aimlessly might be therapeutic on a Sunday afternoon, but without a destination in mind, it's an exercise in futility, much like career ambitions that lack direction. Establishing a clear objective is the linchpin that allows you to navigate your career trajectory with precision and secure the collaboration of allies. Begin by taking a step back to ruminate on what ignites your passion and where you want your career to lead. What milestones do you want to reach daily, annually, or at career-defining meetings? Innate satisfaction and motivation are the bedrock of substantial achievements. Pinpoint what invigorates you and shape your goals with meticulous care. The ability to articulate your ambitions with specificity is akin to setting a GPS for success. It lays out a strategic roadmap toward realizing your dreams. Understanding what you treasure allows you to judiciously invest your time and effort into endeavors that resonate with your goals, instead of squandering them on tangential pursuits. This intentional stride toward well-defined objectives is not just a marker of growth, but also a declaration of intent. It's a sign to yourself and the world around you that every step you take is a calculated move in the game of professional chess. Define your goals, align your efforts, and pave the path of purposeful progress. With clarity as your guide, every ounce of effort is a step towards a future you sculpt with intent. Part 4. Forge Ahead. Initiating professional bonds despite discomfort. Let's tell the story of Eduardo, a Mexican-American production manager whose career propelled him from his warm, familiar roots in Texas to the starkly contrasting atmosphere of Ohio. With a promising promotion in hand, he embarked on this new chapter, only to find himself ensnared in a web of isolation among indifferent co-workers and a community devoid of diversity. As the days turned to months, Eduardo's longing for home gnawed at his spirit, and doubts clouded his thoughts. Had his ambition misled him? The advice that came his way was clear and empowering. It was within Eduardo's grasp to pivot the narrative. Instead of waiting for a welcome that might never come, it was time for him to extend his hand. Here's the crucial takeaway. Forge ahead by taking initiative in building relationships, even amid discomfort. Navigating the social waters of a new job or environment is daunting, particularly when cultural divides are at play. However, the antidote often entails wading through discomfort, mustering courage, and reaching out with an introduction. Making that leap from the confines of comfort to connect with others is an investment that reaps dividends in your professional life. It's imperative to be more than just proficient at your job. Cultivating relationships ensures your value and integration within the organizational fabric. Before stepping into the fray, arm yourself with an introduction that captures the essence of who you are. Give a glimpse beyond your career capabilities. Offer a narrative stitched with interesting tidbits about your hobbies, beliefs, or even captivating life episodes. Keep in mind that intrigue is a universal charm. Consider the reserved manager whose weekend exploits on a motorcycle instantly branded him as a fascinating enigma in the consultant's memory. Imagine the potent magnetism of such an image. It's that memorable spark you want to ignite when presenting yourself. However, remember that professional connections, akin to deep-rooted trees, grow their trust over time. It's through the ongoing exchange, understanding one another's character, values, and motives, that true partnerships blossom. So, as Eduardo learned, venture forth with your story poised on your lips, ready for the telling. The task may stretch you, but through these initial, perhaps awkward steps, you lay the groundwork for a network of alliances and a thriving sense of belonging in any professional terrain. Part 5. Discover synergy. cementing professional bonds on shared foundations. Darnell, a manager navigating the turbulent seas of a corporate clash, found himself grappling with a standoff between his employer and a long-standing supplier. Tensions were sky-high, with veiled threats of severed ties looming, a scenario that Darnell believed would leave both parties at a loss. Determined to restore harmony, Darnell orchestrated a meeting with each faction. He meticulously drew a picture that encapsulated how entwined their successes were. His company was set to be the supplier's largest client, while the supplier harbored technological prowess that the company sorely needed. It wasn't long before Darnell's recipe for reconciliation bore fruit. Within just a week, a bridge of understanding connected the two sides, their discord dissipating in the face of shared visions and aspirations. And therein lies the lesson. Nurture quality professional relationships by seeking out common ground. Effective networking isn't about casting a wide, impersonal net. It's about strategic connection, seeking out the hinges that align interests and ensure reciprocal success. Whether it's working style, organizational goals, or mutual support, the shared territory is your launchpad to meaningful partnership. Consider taking charge, like setting up a dialogue with your manager. Is she a detail-oriented thinker or a destination-focused leader? Does she prefer regular updates or just the firefighting signals? Grasping these nuances is key to synchronizing your efforts with her expectations, ultimately sculpting a relationship that operates like clockwork. With the same sense of initiative, delve into the narratives and ambitions of your colleagues. Cultivate genuine interest, learn about their objectives, and remember, agreement is not the cornerstone of connection. You might encounter a mosaic of contrasts, but the art of forming bonds isn't hinged on similarities alone. Building trust is not an overnight feat. Like any craft, it blossoms with patience and persistent endeavor. The more you hone your relationship building abilities, the more adept you become at engaging diverse characters and mindsets. The tapestry of professional relationships grows richer with every strand of common purpose you weave, breeding a network, robust with synergy and understanding. Part 6. The Influencer's Journey, Speaking Up and Taking Part. Imagine a young supervisor, stationed at a distribution warehouse, who's handed an invitation to join a committee aimed at refining company processes. He hesitates, but with an encouraging nudge to seize this chance for visibility and contribution, he reconsiders. Guided by this counsel, the supervisor steps up and immerses himself in this newfound role. As he tunes into his peers' discussions, solutions begin to crystallize in his mind. One such idea, once voiced in a meeting, takes root and eventually shapes into reality. His path underscores a critical lesson. Embrace your potential for influence by seeking out avenues to express your views and engage actively. To cultivate influence, the third pillar of professional growth, you must first elect to extend it. The challenge often lies in bridging the gap from a passive presence to an active force, particularly when getting noticed takes extra effort or when your contributions are overshadowed in the din of more dominant voices. If you remain silent, you gamble with invisibility. Opinions become unheeded echoes, and your impact dissipates. Resolving to be influential means trusting in your capacity to acquire the necessary skills. To embark on this quest, observe the dynamics of effectiveness within your organization. Take note of how leaders rally their troops, the elegance with which they pitch their ideas, and their deft handling of resistance. Each interaction, every project or meeting is laced with chances to inspire and instigate action. Step into these moments. Share your thoughts with your manager, shepherd a minor initiative, or become a regular contributor in discussions. Though outcomes may waver, it's not about assured victories, but about unlocking opportunities through intentional action. To rise as a compelling leader, you must be willing to venture beyond the safety of silence. Embrace every stumble as a stride in your growth narrative, undeterred by the specter of setbacks. Develop your vision. Proactively weave your web of professional connections, and let your voice resonate across the expanse of your organizational sphere. With each deliberate effort to sway and participate, you chart your course along the influencer's journey, defining your leadership with every choice that echoes your ambition to make a mark. Final summary. In the landscape of modern work, battling underestimation and finding your place in a team can be daunting. Yet these challenges are surmountable when you steer your focus towards the sphere of influence that lies within your grasp. The essence of surmounting professional hurdles lies in a triad of empowerment strategies. Firstly, transform any notions of failure into fuel for amelioration. Each setback is not an omen of inability, but a beacon illuminating the path to improvement. Cultivate self-confidence by interpreting your falls as the universe's constructive criticism. Secondly, envision a grand design for your career trajectory. Like a skilled navigator plotting a course across the oceans, set your intentions with precision and ensure that every stroke of effort etches you closer to your dream destination. Thirdly, extend your hand and bridge the gap with your peers, even if the waters seem uncharted. Relationships are the tapestry upon which your professional portrait will be woven. So begin by stitching together common threads. And lastly, claim your seat at the table of influence by speaking up and participating. Influence isn't a bestowed title, but a mantle you must consciously don. It's a choice that demands you muster the courage to share your perspective and inspire action. In essence, these insights encode a message of resilient proactivity. Whether it's defying ingrained biases, nurturing networks, or advocating for your ideas, control the controllable and craft your path forward with unwavering intent and unyielding hope. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.